Students, I'm here again with another video from the chapter electrochemistry, and in this period or in this video I'll be covering topics like electrolytic cell, electrolysis, Faraday's laws of electrolysis, and we'll do some numericals. So let us again go back to the electrochemical cell and example Daniell cell. Okay, now in Daniell cell it consists of zinc electrode dipped in zinc sulfate solution and copper electrode dipped in copper sulfate solution. The two will be internally connected through a salt bridge and externally through a conducting wire. Okay, now so when your the two are coupled, okay, then the total output voltage of this cell is 1.1 volt, that we have already studied, right? So in this case what happen is your zinc, this will act as anode, which is negative electrode, and cathode is your copper, which is positive electrode. Anode ma what will take place? Oxidation. So when oxidation happens, then the electron, zinc will loses electron, and that electron will travel through this conducting wire, reach the cathode, and from this electrons, this copper ion will get reduced. So the flow of electron will take place from anode, that is zinc electrode, to the copper electrode, and the current will flow from copper electrode to zinc electrode. Okay, now if an external opposite potential is applied to the galvanic cell, okay, and increased slowly, then we'll find that the reaction will continue, this reaction will continue to take place, okay, till the opposing voltage or the external voltage reaches the value of 1.1 volt. Okay, now so when your external voltage, okay, applied voltage, if it is lesser than 1.1 volt, so then what happen? Your same thing will happen, like zinc will loses electron, and that electron will travel to the copper, reduction will take place here, oxidation takes place here. Okay, and when you slowly increase your applied this voltage, when it becomes just equal to your cell potential, that is it become equal to 1.1 volt, then what will happen? There will be no flow of electron take place from zinc to copper electrode, or current will not flow from copper electrode to zinc electrode. So this situation or this case, what we can say is this stage is what called equilibrium. Okay, it will attain the equilibrium. Now if again you slowly increase the external voltage, then it become greater than the cell potential of the cell, right? Cell potential, then in this case what will happen? Then the reaction will get reversed, the polarity of your electrode will also get reversed. Okay, so now what happens is, now your copper electrode, when the applied voltage will become greater, then this copper will become negative, and your zinc electrode, which was negative, now it will become positive. Okay, so this copper is your anode, cathode is your zinc. Now what happened? So this negative electrode, now here the oxidation takes place, so that means your copper will get oxidized and release electron, and that electron will now travel through this conducting wire and reach the zinc electrode, where the reduction takes place. So it means your galvanic cell will now act as in your electrolytic cell. So now electrolytic cell, when it acts as electrolytic cell, when your applied potential is greater than the E or cell potential. Okay, now let us discuss what is electrolytic cell. Now it is your cell or device which converts your electrical energy into non-spontaneous chemical energy, or the reaction which is called your electrolysis. Okay, again, so this device will your in this device your electrical energy is used to carry out the non-spontaneous chemical reaction. Okay, so now what is this electrolysis? Now electrolysis means it's a process of decomposition of electrolyte in when your current is passed through your aqueous solution or fused state. So let us take an example. So this is your electrolytic, simple electrolytic cell. Okay, now in electrolytic cell your electrode will be placed in the same container or with your solution. This electrode can be your reactive metal, or it can be non-reactive elements like graphite, okay, non-inert metals like platinum. Then the solution, we can take any salt solution either in aqueous form or in fused state. In electrolytic cell, okay, now your anode. So when this electrode will be connected to the external battery, okay, and this is the source of electrical energy. When the electrical energy pass through this solution, then the electrolysis will take place. Okay, now your anode, which is connected to positive terminal of the battery, and the electrode which is connected to negative terminal of the battery is cathode. So every time yaad garnu, so and cathode ma reduction will take place, and at anode oxidation will take place. Okay, let us take a simple example. So let this be your copper electrode dipped in your copper sulfate solution. Now what happens at anode? Anode means what will happen? Oxidation. Now since your electrode is your copper, which is reactive metal, now oxidation will take place at anode, right? So copper will get oxidized to copper ion, which will go to the solution and it will gives out 2 electron. Okay, now at cathode, what will happen? Now cathode ma reduction will occur. Now since there are positive copper ion, right, it will since a positive ion, this is positively charged, this is negatively charged electrode, so it will move towards, migrate towards the negatively charged plate and will get discharged in this plate. So what will happen now? Copper ion will go to the negative electrode, okay, now it will gain 2 electron and will get reduced to copper solid. So this is what happens in electrolytic cell. So when you pass the electricity, okay, your salt will get, or your electrolyte will decomposed to the respective ions or the elements. So point to be noted, so anode in electrolytic cell is your positive electrode and cathode is your negative electrode, okay, and in galvanic cell anode is your negative electrode and cathode is your positive electrode. So when we talk about electrolysis, we should know what are the laws of electrolysis, okay, Faraday's laws of electrolysis. Now Faraday's, there are 2 Faraday's law, okay, so one is Faraday's first law, another one is Faraday's second law. Now what is the statement for Faraday's first law? So it states that the amount of substance, that is, which is generally denoted by W, deposited or liberated, gas usually liberate, okay, at the electrode is directly proportional to the quantity of electricity passing through the electrolyte. So that means the amount of your substance deposited or liberated will be proportional to the quantity of electricity passed through them. More electricity means more amount of your substance will deposit or liberate. So whenever proportionality sign is removed, we need to introduce is the constant term, right? So in this case, the constant term is generally denoted by Q, and your Q is electrochemical constant, okay, or equivalent. Then your W, so again we can rewrite this as WIT. Why? Because we know that Q is equal to IT, or we can write this as Z into NF. Why? Since again Q is equal to NF, where N is number of mole of electron exchanged and F is your Faraday. Now what is Z then? Z, we can write it as W by NF, and your weight by number of mole is your equivalent weight divided by Faraday, or we can write this as equivalent weight by Faraday, okay, E is your equivalent weight. So now how to define this electrochemical equivalent? Now, so when your Q becomes equal to 1 coulomb, then we can write this equation as W equal to Z. So your electrochemical equivalent is the amount of your substance deposited or liberated when 1 coulomb of electricity is passed through the electrolyte. Now let us discuss Faraday's second law of electrolysis. So when same amount of electricity is passed through different electrolyte, okay, connected in series, then the amount of different substances deposited at the electrode is directly proportional to their equivalent masses. Okay, suppose your two electrolyte 1 and 2, so when the electricity pass through them is same, okay, now what we'll get, or and when the this electrolyte are connected in series, then what happen is the amount of substance deposited will be directly proportional to their equivalent weight. This is for electrolyte 1 and this is for electrolyte 2 according to Faraday's laws of electrolysis. So now when we combine the two equation, okay, so we can write this as W1 by W2 equal to E1 by E2, right? You proportion equal to sign heart, I know you will get is proportionality constant of proportionality, the two for same huncha दुई जनाको, the two will get cancelled and finally you will get this equation. Okay, now let us suppose, okay, three solutions electrolyte are connected in series and one AgNO3 copper sulfate zinc sulfate and same amount of electricity is passed through them. Then what happen is your weight of silver your deposited, okay, will be, so I want to come back here again. Why? Because the same equation you can rewrite as W1 by E1 is equal to W2 by E2, right? Okay. So what you can write is weight of your amount of weight deposited by equivalent weight of silver will be equal to your ratio of amount of copper deposited by equivalent weight of copper, and this one will be equal to amount of your zinc deposited by equivalent weight of your zinc, same as this one. Now next question is how to find out the equivalent weight of your metals. Okay, it's very easy. There are different ways to calculate it. So one way I am telling you, so it is your molar mass divided by valency. Okay, now let us suppose equivalent weight of your silver. So silver molar mass is 107 point something and its valency, so silver in this case will have one positive charge, so it is equal to 107. So valency here is 1, so the equivalent weight of silver is equal to its molar mass, which is 107 gram per mole. Now let us try to do this question. Okay, so how many coulombs are required for following oxidation? Now total number of coulomb is your N into F electricity. So your water now changing to O2. Now you need to calculate how much coulomb is required for this conversion. Okay, now what is the oxidation state out here for your water, oxygen in water? It is your, okay, -2, right, and यो कति हो 0. So what is the change? So यता कति रहेछ 1, okay, and यहाँ कति रहेछ, so make this 1. So this is how you make 1, right? So -2 देखि 0 मा convert गर्यो हैन. So भनेपछि how many numbers of electron तिम्रो के हुँदैछ यता release हुँदैछ. So this is your oxidation, isn't it? -2 to 0. Your charge is increasing, so oxidation. So कतिवटा भयो oxidation मा -2 देखि 0 हुँदैछ, that means your 2 electron lost हुँदैछ. ठिकै छ. Now this is your electron. Now ये त्यो साथले positive बनाइदियो. अब यहाँ के छ H छ हैन. So now तिम्रो H plus आउँछ. कतिवटा छ 2टा छ, 2H plus. So 2H plus 2 electron will get cancelled and you will get this equation. So whenever your water decompose to oxygen, it will gives out 2 electron and 2 hydrogen ion. So what is the number of electron exchange here is 2. So what is Q? We know Q is NF. So you need this in coulomb. Okay. So N is how much? 2 into this Faraday is equal to 96500 coulomb. So your answer is euta, duita, then with this 1, 7, 19. So this much coulomb is required for conversion of your water to oxygen. Now next question is, conversion of FeO to Fe2O3. Now what is the charge out here? here the charge of your ferrous, this is your ferrous, okay. Charge of this ion is +2 and the charge of this is your ferric, Fe3, okay. So this is your ferric ion. Now what is this process? This is again your +2 to +3 oxidation, right? So on doing this, so this is +2 देखिए +3 हुनुको लागि it will release one electron. So what is N here? N here is 1. So what is Q then? Q is equal to NF, which is equal to 96500 coulomb. Now let us try to do this numerical. Okay, 3 solutions are there, A, B, C, containing zinc sulfate, silver nitrate and copper sulfate respectively connected in series. Now first the current of 1 ampere, okay, 1.5 ampere were passed through until your mass deposited for Ag is equal to how much? 1.45 gram. Okay, now you need to calculate is how long did the current flow, okay, that is T, and you need to calculate mass of copper and zinc deposited on each electrode. Now according to Faraday first law, okay, WAG weight deposited is equal to Z into Q, which is your IT here. Okay, now what is Z? Z is equal to, we have already discussed, it is equivalent weight. So we are talking about silver divided by Faraday. Now equivalent weight of silver, I have already told you, equivalent weight is equal to, it is your molar weight divided by its valency. Now valency of silver here is +1, right? So 1. So equivalent weight and molar weight is same. So 108 divided by 96500. We need to find out T, right? Now T from this equation is W divided by Zi. Okay, now what is your silver deposited? 1.415 divided by your Z, it is 108 divided by 96500 into your I is how much? 1.5. So after calculating everything, we'll get 863.7 seconds. This is your first part of question. Now second part, you need to calculate zinc and copper deposited, right, at your electrode. Now according to Faraday's law, second law, we can write this one, and a ratio of your weight and equivalent weight are in proportion. Now what is the equivalent weight for your copper? So this is molar weight divided by its valency. Now copper here will have +2 valency. So weight is given to you, molar weight 63 divided by 2. Okay, so 31.75. Then your equivalent weight of zinc, again molar mass is given to you divided by valency. So zinc here is also sulfate, means a +2 oxidation state. So it's 65.3 divided by 2. So 32.65 gram per mole. Okay, so these are the equivalent weight. Now from this equation, so what we can write is W of Ag divided by E of Ag equal to W of Cu divided by E of Cu. So W of Cu, we can write this as W of Ag by E of Ag into E of Cu. So Ag कति deposit भएको छ भन्यो 1.45 gram, right? Then divided by its equivalent weight is 108 and equivalent weight of copper is 31.7. We get your weight of copper deposited after calculation as 0.426 gram. Okay, in the same way we can calculate weight of zinc in the same way. So we get your weight of zinc deposited as 0.38 grams. So this is how we do the numericals. So thank you.